Okay, so now for part B, it's asking at what rate is the area of the triangle formed by the ladder, wall, and ground changing at that amount. So what you are going to use is the information that you grabbed or that you got for 8A. And so one thing that you do need is that answer of dy over dt. So dy over dt, this is the answer from part A, is negative 1.5 feet per second. Okay, and we're also going to keep using the fact that this was 20, so y equals 20. Now remember, you could have used any other variable instead of y, and I have x equals 15. So down here I have x equals 15. And then we still have that dx over dt is that 12 point, up here we have 2 feet per second. I'm sorry, not 12. 2 feet per second for dx over dt. Okay, so now in the area for this triangle, hopefully you're thinking of a equals 1/2 base times height. So if you have a equals 1/2 base times height, but I'm looking at x's and y's, I'm looking 1/2 x times y. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to differentiate that, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in the values. Now just keep in mind, just a little note, that when you differentiate this, you need the product rule here. Okay, so think about how you would differentiate 1/2 x times y if you are using the product rule. Let's see. Tab. Okay, sorry about that. I was having some technical difficulties. So when you differentiate, you should have dA over dt. That's dA over dt is equal to, now the derivative, well, let's take the 1/2 out. The derivative of x is just 1 times dx dt times y plus, you're going to keep x times the derivative of y, it's times dy, 1 times dy over dt. Okay, and then we just plug in the values. So dA over dt is equal to 1/2 times, now we have 2 feet per second. Oops. Just went ahead and saved some time there. Times 20 feet plus, now that we have the 15 feet. Now remember, this information came from the previous problem, or the information that we had earlier, especially this one. The dy over dt is negative 1.5 feet per second. And I know that on the tests, I will give you a problem that you don't need the calculator, that you won't need a calculator for. But with the help of a calculator on this one, once you punch it all in, let me close it. Punch it all in, you should have 8.75. And now this is going to be feet squared per second. You know it's feet squared because feet times feet will produce feet squared over seconds. And another indicator is that this is the rate of change for area, so the units should be feet squared. Okay, that's how you do part B for problem number 8.